Hey guys, welcome to an episode of Tropika Club. My name is Louis and I'll be presenting you the top 10 best eats at Chinatown Food Center in Singapore. If you're looking for some nice makan food stalls here, then this is the video just for you. If you're spending a day in Chinatown, stop by Chinatown Complex Food Center to get totally immersed in amazing dishes. Centrally located in the heart of Chinatown, this food court is the perfect place to get neighborhood traditional dishes with a varied menu and low prices. Here's our take of the top 10 best must-try food stalls here. At 10th spot is Millennium Glutinous Rice, a must-eat every time we are here. We have had the salty and the sweet and both are delicious. We do prefer the salty version. It's surprisingly hearty and we prefer sharing one packet to leave room for other food. The flavor reminds me of the simple glutinous rice with peanuts I had as a kid. I've introduced it to the younger generation in our family and they now crave it too. Find them at 02092. Coming at number 9 is Old Amoy Chendol. I have to say that the Old Amoy Chendol has done it so well that I would say they are the best chendol and everyone is so friendly and humble at the store. The bowl of chendol tasted so perfect and one could actually taste the individual ingredients so well. It was so tasty and priced reasonably. Well done to them. Find them at 02008. In 8th spot is Fatty Ox HK Kitchen. Tucked in the midst of Chinatown, Smith Street Hawker Center besides the more well-known HK Hawker Chan, there's a street of HK hawkers where Cantonese is rife in the air as hawkers banter with customers. Fatty Ox HK Kitchen is one of such vendor. A HK husband and wife team up serve up authentic HK noodles. Most famous here is the beef brisket noodles which easily sell out early lunchtime. I am here today at 1:30, thus I have to settle with the char siu and wankan noodles. HK style springy noodles in gan lao mian style, lovely charred pork collar, char siu in thick succulent chunks and 2 big wontons make super value of $4 meal I paid. Authentic noodles, nice char siu, only the wonton was a little out. Instead of all prawns as in HK is still nice with some minced pork and shiitake bits. Also HK style noodles would be offering chili oil as an accompaniment, but here they offer fried chili sambal, probably to suit local taste. Lastly, the only pity the soup, a fair bit too salty for my taste. Still, I am not here for soups. I would definitely come back for my HK noodle fix. Find them at 0284. Coming at number 7 is 168 CMY Satay. Usually described as satay store, this old school satay bihun, a vanishing dish at that, seem overlooked by most diners, especially when there are no lack of famous eats at this Chinatown hawker center. Even myself, when after satay, go for another store's offerings. Satay bihun mainly to many bloggers are about the satay sauce. Thick, fragrant and smooth satay kway with plenty of chunky peanut drenched over fresh ingredients and blanched bihun. Thus, the star is the sauce. I beg to differ. There are little satay bihun stores left dotted over the island. Some of the most famous ones even have a factory making satay sauce, delivering to other stores island-wide. This store, I noted over lunch, has no queue but readily walk-in orders. Mainly older folks going for their satay bihun or their cuttlefish kangkong, another vanishing dish. Find them at 01168. Closing at 6th spot is Jia Ji Mei Shi. Jia Ji Mei Shi sells simple breakfast food, chichong fat, dumplings, kway, fried bihun, fried noodles, yam cake, at affordable prices for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Food quality is average and value for money considering the price. Always has long queue which unfortunately clears fast. They are located 02166. In 5th spot, we have Xiao Ji Ikan Bilis Yong Tau Fu. What sells Xiao Ji Ikan Bilis Yong Tau Fu apart from other Yong Tau Fu stores in food courts around Singapore is the fact that they make their own fish paste. The store owners make the fish paste themselves instead of purchasing store-bought varieties, and the freshness is evident in their creation. The fish paste stuffed in the Yong Tau Fu ingredients was exceptionally flavorful and fresh, and felt very clean on the palate too. The tofu in the Yong Tau Fu was utterly soft, and the tender fish paste within was perfectly seasoned. The fish ball was incredibly bouncy and soft too. In essence, every single ingredient including the beancurd, skin and fish paste was light, fresh and flavorful. Add some pepper into your soup for even more flavor. Soybeans have been added to the Yong Tau Fu soup, which explains its silky smooth texture. What a joy to have this for breakfast. While the noodles here taste exactly like how classic yellow noodles at Mian taste, what is special in the addition of crispy Ikan Bilis? The Ikan Bilis, though small, is extremely crispy and fragrant. They definitely add extra crunch to the dish. The chili here tastes exactly like the classic chicken store garlic chili sauce. Mix some into your noodles or dip your ingredients in the chili for a more morning wake-up call. Find them at 0288. And the fourth spot is Chin Popiah. Chin Popiah was founded in 1958 by Mr. Lim Kan Chi, who traveled from Fujian province, China, to Singapore in the 1940s. In his early days, Mr. Lim struggled from juggling odd jobs to support himself and his family. He have always strongly believed that as long as one are willing to work hard and have the willingness to learn, it is only a matter of time before one becomes successful. It was only in the late 50s that Mr. Lim finally had his break in life. After having done multiple coolie jobs at docks and taking up hawker assistant jobs at the night markets, Mr. Lim realized that he could use his handmade popiah skin making skill he mastered back in Fujian, China, to carve a name for himself. With his idea in mind, he took out all of his savings and invested in a pushcart and named it Chin. In order to save costs, many of the parts used on the pushcart were recycled from old pushcarts. In 1958, Mr. Lim finally set up a shop in Okyo, which is currently named as Upper Thomson Road. It is widely known by neighbors and fellow customers that Mr. Lim's skin is fragrant, thin, and chewy. Since then, his unique skill of handmade popiah skin making has been passed down to his children, although Mr. Lim have already passed on, but his legacy still lives on. Make a trip there at 02112. Ranking at third spot is Zhong Ramen Xiao Bao, arguably the best dumpling stall in hawker center. The dumpling skin are thin with generous firm meat filling. The folds are even, so you wouldn't bite into any thick dough part. Their dried dumplings are properly pan-fried instead of deep-fried in some lazy stalls, and the meat filling is juicy and firm, not mushy. Their wonton in hot oil is the best with right balance of spice, savory, and acid, considering eating with a bowl of noodle to complete the meal. Situated in the heart of Chinatown, Zhong Ramen Xiao Bao specializes in handmade Xiao that rival that of those served in certain upscale restaurants. For $6, you can get 10 kilos of porky goodness made handmade with love. The pork filling was tender and well seasoned, and the broth was flavorful. It's rare to find xiaolong baos with a skin that can hold its glorious contents sturdily, but Zhongguo Ramen Xiaolong Bao has done it. The skin is just right, not a millimeter thicker or thinner than it should be. Visit them during non-peak hours as the queue gets crazy during peak hours. Check them out at 02135. Coming at number 2 is Jia Ji Teochew Braised Duck and Kway Chap. Chicken rice stalls, you probably haven't eaten it. Now, how about duck rice balls? While I am a supporter of downright traditional heritage food, I can't deny that modernization has its charm too. Now, how about having duck rice bento in Chinatown Food Center with golden lava egg? Jia Ji Teochew Braised Duck and Kway Chap has always been serving classic Teochew Braised Duck for more than 30 years. It was only recently that the second generation hawker, Melvin, puts a fresh look on classic by coming up with duck rice bento to attract the younger crowd. Gimmicky indeed, but you can't deny that it has to bring media eyeballs to this shop. That's the power of product packaging. Nothing changes, the recipe remains the same, yet placing our traditional duck rice into a Japanese bento box does have a different feel. Now, before you get into that excitement at having duck rice balls in bento set, let's take a step back and look at what's in it. For $8 a platter, you get a generous portion of yam rice rolled into balls, tender braised duck, beancurd, offals, pickled vegetables, and Japanese-style runny yolk lava eggs. While innovation is welcoming, what distinguishes it as the quality of the dish, slices of braised duck meat were still succulent, retaining a bite, but adequately tender. The yam rice topped with dried shrimps and fried shallots were little mild in flavors, but it's soft and sticky enough to form a ball. Look, there are also daikon slices to separate the rice balls. When you combine the rice and other dishes in the set, it forms a perfect formula. Find them at 02156. Last but not least, at first spot is Lian Benchy Claypot Rice. Lian Benchy Claypot Rice has been handed from father to daughter-in-law, Madam Lim, when the stall moved from the streets into the hawker stall. Madam Lim have worked at hawker stalls since she was 12 at a wonton mee stall. At 16 years old, she helped her then boyfriend's father at Lian Benchy Claypot Rice. Hawker life is in her blood. Now she managed the stall together with her sisters and cousin, all-woman power team. The reason why Lian Benchy Claypot Rice is a cut above its competitors is because it doesn't compromise on cooking time and ingredient quality. Each Claypot rice is cooked from scratch by steaming over a gas stove for about 5 minutes. after which ingredients are added and the claypot is transferred to sit over a blazing charcoal flame for the next 20 minutes. This explains the long waiting time. However, there's the option to call and book in advance now. They can be found at 02 198 and 199. There you have it, Tropika Club Magazine's top 10 best eats at Chinatown Food Center of Singapore. Got any comments or feedback? Do share them in the comment section. Do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more exciting video updates coming your way. And of course, do check out all our other videos on all things Singapore, which might be of interest to you. Goodbye and see you on the next episode.